Right, chat. As you can see today, I'm in my suit. As you can all see, I'm in my suit because we are going straight to the court. Right now, chat. We are going straight to the court to attend to a teacher that has been having some with young, unbelievable, cute.
Schools are supposed to be safe places where children are not meeting predators. And unfortunately, I think that is one of the first places they meet predators.
In another case we've seen far too often, a Missouri high school math teacher is put behind bars on allegations she had sex with her 16-year-old student. Texas authorities arrested 26-year-old Haley Clifton Carmack on
16! How not like this teacher is cute though. This teacher is beautiful though. I remember those times we had crush on our teachers though. And they like us back. But things don't really get nasty like this. You should know what's against the law, madam.
January 5th for charges of statutory rape, endangering the welfare of a child, sexual contact with a student, and fourth-degree child molestation. According to police, she was suspected of fleeing the state of Missouri after the allegations and was picked up in Garden Ridge, Texas, about 30 minutes north of San Antonio and nearly 12 hours away from where she lived in Lakeway, Missouri. Police in Missouri say they were alerted to Haley's alleged behavior in early December after a student witness came forward and reported the relationship to their school's resource officer.
Where is the rest of the community? Where is the principal? Where are the other teachers? This particular incident, it sounds like other students were the quote unquote lookout for this, and I'm going to use the term couple loosely. This is something I see very often in my practice, and I think that it makes people wonder about the bigger community. And so I think we've all heard the term that it takes a village to raise a child. That doesn't stop just because a child goes to school.
I spoke with civil litigation attorney Hillary Nappy, who leads her firm's victims' rights practice and has litigated hundreds of cases on behalf of survivors of sexual abuse. She tells me the female teacher-to-student relationship cases are happening far too often, and it's time for schools to...
Damn! How long lie? This teacher is cute. She's beautiful. I didn't spoil this from you. Should we call this love? I don't know. I don't want to say something that I'll get against the law. You get what I'm saying, Sharp? But let's watch the
across the nation to wake up to the abuse that could be happening right under their nose.
I think that there is a stigma that gets placed on young men when they are sexually abused by men. And I don't think when a female is the abuser, that same stigma often applies for young boys. And I think that it is a cultural thing that, we as a society, we have to get over it. We have to start educating our parents and educating our children that, this is not a quote unquote fantasy that a boy is living out just because he is having a sexual relationship with an older woman. Schools are supposed to be safe places where children are not meeting predators. And
all right now, I don't think that can change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like right when I was in high school, it's always a fantasy and it won't change. The teacher is the one who has to have the sense. You got what I'm saying? You have to create a limit. You can't be crushing though. We're all humans. Not this thing. Like, you can find other men outside. The main teacher are not doing their job, obviously.
Unfortunately, I think that is one of the first places they meet predators, and we hear this too often across the country. So, this one school in Missouri, certainly not an outlier.
And court documents reveal more disturbing details. According to officials, the relationship occurred from November 1st of 2023 to around December 23rd. Investigators say the student witness learned of the relationship between Haley and the 16-year-old boy after they were shown photographs of scratches on the teen's back that he allegedly received while having sex with her in the witness's driveway. The student also told police they overheard a phone conversation between
What? Was it that hot? Like, seriously? Oh no. I'm disappointed.
Haley and the victim, where the victim told Haley it was his birthday and she replied, quote, "I'm out of state, but I can send you money, baby." The student witness told police Haley was too friendly with her students and at times dressed inappropriately.
Babe, what? Baby. So 16 years old. 16 years old though. 16 years old.
Such as wearing tight or low-cut shirts to show off, quote, her headlights and tight leggings to, quote, show off her camel toe. The 16-year-old victim allegedly told the student witness that he was the reason Haley's divorce from her husband was pushed through, and that Haley wanted a divorce due to her husband only wanting to, quote, do butt stuff. Police also learned Haley had openly
Sharp. Like, people watching this. Like, will you tell me this is love? Like, I really need the answer. I really need the answer. Will you tell me this is love? This is...
discussed her personal life with her class, including details that she had gotten in trouble with the school for being too close with students, which was later verified by the district superintendent. Investigators say on December 8th they made contact with Haley to seize her.
Right now, it's clarity is being told. It's being known. The clarity is being known. She has always been around students. She has been hanging out with boys. She has been snatching those little kids. I'm talking about the girls of the class. She has been snatching their boyfriends. Obviously, the teacher has been overtaking those girls. She's taking that rightful place. And that's why action was taken.
Phone through a search warrant, and she handed over the device with no issues, but police noted she did not have the normal behavior of someone facing the same accusations. Police say Haley denied having any kind of relationship with any student outside of school, denied having contact with the victim outside of school, and denied all allegations. However, according to investigators, Haley's text messages beg to differ. And the messages recovered from her phone show a conversation between Haley and the victim discussing their relationship. On December 23rd, the sheriff's department received an anonymous tip that Haley was about to bolt and leave town to go to Texas, but before she left, planned to meet with a 16-year-old boy. After Haley's arrest in Texas, the school district where she worked released a statement reading in part, quote, "We are aware of criminal charges filed against an employee for alleged misconduct. We understand that charges are not the same as conviction, and the employee is to be considered innocent until proven guilty. We must stress that alleged misconduct is inexcusable and does not meet the professional standards of district employees. An investigation is ongoing. The employee has not been in the district since December 8th, and we do not anticipate her return," end quote. But in another twist and turn in the case,
your parent is supposed to be the person who is your front line in defense of protecting you, not feeding you up to a predator.
Investigators say they spoke with another witness who alerted them the teen's father was completely aware of the sexual relationship and that Haley had been over to their home before she fled from Missouri to go to Texas. On January 4th, police arrested.
Should that still be counted as issues? Like, seriously, right now. Are you serious right now, bro? Should that... Like, seriously.
Arrested the teen's father on a charge of endangering the welfare of a child. According to court documents, the father revealed to the second witness more shocking information, that Haley and the teen used students as lookouts while they were having sex during school. This unnamed witness also told police they saw the father on the phone with Haley as Haley asked what was told to detectives. When the witness told the father
This guy threw the father of the guy. Like, it's such a... This is a fucked up father, bro. This is not a father. Like, seriously.
Plan to go forward to police, he responded by saying they're going to do it behind my back, so I may as well let it happen. And also said he would lie for his son if he had to. For Nappy, she believes the charge against the teen's father was appropriate.
From a criminal perspective, endangering the welfare of a child is a crime. And it would be no different if, someone was beating his child and he allowed that to happen.
In the past few months, Law and Crime has reported on several cases involving female teachers having sexual relationships with their underage students. In Louisiana, Tatum Hatch allegedly sent a 15-year-old boy nude photos of herself and touched him inappropriately in her car with her young child present, even telling the 15-year-old she was worried
15 years old. That was way too much. No. That was rubbish.
wouldn't be the one to take his virginity. Then in Texas, Adriana Ruyan, a middle school teacher in Laredo, was accused of having sex with her 13-year-old student and texted the young boy she might be pregnant with his child. In Idaho, Jessica Lawson, a high school teacher, was
See your eyes, bro. 14.
charged with having sex with her teenage student after police were alerted to a person finding a teenager driving Lawson's car with Lawson in the back seat because she was too drunk to drive. All denied the accusations and allegations made against them. But are we seeing a rise of these cases, or have they always been around, but now more people are reporting them?
I think it's the latter. I think that when you look at child sexual abuse and the statistics, those numbers were always there historically, right? And male on male, male on female. I think that we are a different society and we should be commended for how much we are now talking about this issue. One of the reasons that so many people have trouble with coming forward and disclosing their sexual abuse is the fear of how they'll be perceived and the stigma that goes with that abuse. And so I think with the conversation happening now, and Me Too was really the catalyst, in my opinion, to start this as a society. You're going to see more and more of this, and more people are going to come forward. I also think it's kind of like that masculinity view that a lot of young men don't necessarily recognize that their sexual interactions with an older woman are wrong. It gets portrayed in porn and in movies as being glamorous and cool and the thing to do, and those young men have developing brains just the same as a young girl. And so we would look at it very differently, right? If we saw a adult male teacher engaging in a sexual relationship with a student. And I think that we need to look at that the same way if it's a female teacher and a male student.
She adds many safeguards that were supposed to
That was what I was saying initially. Like, it's somehow different to me though. If it was all the way around, it would really be bad for the victim. You understand what I'm saying right now?
protect students seemingly were unsuccessful, putting multiple students at risk.
Where was the monitoring, the oversight, and the training for the other teachers about what was happening? As a attorney who handles these cases on a civil context, we always look for what I like to call red flags, right? What were the obvious signs that something was going wrong here? So look, you have a group of students being a lookout, right? Where were those students supposed to be? Were they supposed to be in another classroom? How did they get to where they were to be monitoring this behavior? Were they given hall passes? Were they given regular hall passes to excuse them from school? What about, the student in question that was, engaging in a sex act? Where was he supposed to be at the time that this was happening? So there are levels of oversight that clearly were missed here. I like to say it always falls back on training and finding the gold standard of how you monitor people. I don't know enough about in this particular
That was brilliant.
instance if this female teacher had done this before, had ever had accusations made before, but if so, right, memorializing those and, I think acting quickly on reports of something being off from another teacher and sort of investigating that in the right way, usually kind of spills out into terminating the teacher before something like this happens.
But for the victim in this case, he could have more hurdles to overcome later on.
But, statistically and scientifically, right, we have more developed brains. That's why there is an age of consent. These things weren't just developed by the legislator to curtail people's behavior. It was based on something. And I think that in my practice, I've seen it where it's taken people quite some time. And if you look at the national movement of extending the statute of limitations for civil lawsuits and criminal recourse, it's accounting for that delayed disclosure. It's accounting for that child coming to grips with what happened, putting it in context, realizing that that sexual relationship, right, had an impact on their ability to focus, their ability to work, to learn, to have other relationships, depression, anxiety, sometimes post-traumatic stress, all get roped into this. And of course, a myriad of other mental health issues, but those are the big ones. They then spin off to different things that people use for Band-Aids to try to deal with it. So early intervention for a child when they are in this situation is extremely important. It ends up teaching that child how to cope, right? It doesn't cure the situation, but it gives that child some sort of framework or how they kind of get through the triggers that will come. And it's no different for a male or a female.
Jail records reveal Haley Clifton Carmack is still behind bars in the Comal County Jail in Texas, where she awaits extradition back to Missouri. Her bond has been set at $250,000. Meanwhile, court records reveal the teen's father, who is still behind bars, had his bond set at $50,000. He was arraigned in court on January 8th and is slated to appear in court again on February 5th. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Milner.
You see, guys, that's why I love America. Things may be going on there, though, but justice are always made. Justice are always made. Strict justice. And for that, Father, I'm speechless. And the woman. Alright, guys. That's all for today. And if you're watching my YouTube video, please don't forget to subscribe and turn up the notification button so we join court or things you really want to watch like this. Again, thank you. Bye bye. Namaste.
Feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie. Tell the feeling like my life is a damn game. Nigga really wanna die in the nighttime. Only time I feel pain when I'm feeling love. That's why I said it on my face that I'm down on. Only time you got my mind when I'm all alone. That's why I'm never really alone in the nighttime. Change hoes like clothes, I can get attached. Cause these hoes 5 toners like lit matches. I've been feeling really low, stuck in all attachments. So I don't really go outside cause I hate traffic.